It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Oskar Blues Brewing Company, and it's a can of their Bliss IPA. Oh, I see what it means. I was Bliss. Read it quickly. Bliss. Oof, close, very close to saying something else. It's a hazy India Pale Ale coming in at 7.2% ABV in a 355 milliliter 12 fluid ounce can. Of course, American craft beer. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Nice bit of smoke on the can opening, beer in the glass. Oh, look at that. Lovely one finger white head. Hazy straw coloured beer. Look at that in the light. Isn't that lovely? Small amounts of carbonation rolling up the side of the glass. Beautiful hazy straw coloured beer. Let's get the aroma. That smells pretty good. Lots of passion fruit, lots of mango. Touch of pineapple chunks, grapefruit, tangerine aromas. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That's nice. That's really nice. It's got a nice kind of mouth puckering bitterness on the back end that is still building. As I'm speaking right now, the bitterness is just not crazy like 80 IBUs, nothing like that, but a slow burning bitterness that just keeps on rolling and rolling and rolling. Very, very pleasant, very nice. It's like biting on a very tame orange peel. A little bit of sweetness from the malt. That balances off then. Lovely balance to the beer. Sweetness from the malt over there. Bitterness over there from the hops. And it's just a lovely kind of balanced, mellow, juicy, very drinkable IPA at 7.2% ABV. Very nice, very nice. I do believe, not to put any kind of... Because I mean, it doesn't matter as long as the beer is good. For me, I've always said that if the beer is good, then fine. The beer is good. It doesn't matter really who kind of owns or runs Oskar Blues these days. When I first started drinking craft beer, I would say one of the first 5 craft beers that I ever drunk from America was Oskar Blues, and it was their famous 1050 Imperial Stout. And I remember drinking this 1050 thinking, wow, what is that? I've never had anything like this in my life. It was my first ever Imperial Stout, and it was mind-bogglingly good. I really enjoyed it. In fact, I think that was the last time I ever drank 1050. It was way back 10 years ago. About 10 years ago now, when I first started drinking Oskar Blues 1050. Amazing beer. Of course, you could only get Oskar Blues back then in America. You can pick these beers up now. I wouldn't say regularly, but you can definitely find them on a couple of online beer stores. But going back to it, yeah, I was drinking it when it was kind of independent craft beer. They were a much smaller brewery back then, but they always had their beers in cans. One of the first breweries that I ever had a can of craft beer from. They were like way ahead of the game, like 6 years. 6 years ahead. Pardon me. 6 years ahead of the game, easily, with their canned craft beers. And now it's like, it's often forgotten. It's often forgotten because everything seems to be in cans these days. But they're now owned by a much larger brewery, and I'm trying to remember who bought Oskar Blues. It was like, I think they bought a big stake, like 45%, and then they crept up their stake with another 10%, another 5%, and then they ended up being like majority owned by this, and I can't remember the name of the company, but it was definitely a big brewery that invested in Oskar Blues. But that long story, which has now come full circle, I've come to an end with it. The beer tastes good. It still tastes good. You know, I don't mind if a big company buys a smaller craft brewery. As long as the beer tastes good, I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. Take Camden Town Brewery, for example. I actually think the company that owns Camden Town Brewery have actually improved the brewery. The beers have gotten better over the years. It's piney, tropical, drinkable. It's got a bit of a lactosey kind of creaminess to it. Maybe they've added some lactose or some oats to the beer, but it's very nice. Very nice, very drinkable. Nice bitterness. Carbonation pushes the beer around the inside of the mouth, releasing more of that flavour. Do I wish more breweries stayed independent? Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. Of course I do. But at the same time, I'm not going to say, right, I'm never going to buy an Oskar Blues beer again. I'm never going to buy it. I'm you know, because they're owned by a big company, and I'm investing my money in big beer, and I'm not. As long as the beer tastes good, I will drink it. I will drink it, review it, give it a shot. And on this occasion, I like it. So I'm going to rate it. Just the government guidelines on the side of the can here. Don't drive a forklift truck if you're pregnant, that sort of thing. Brewed and canned by Oskar Blues Brewery, Longmont Co. Brevard in Austin, Texas. Looks good, smells good, tastes good. It's for me, it's a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!